Okay, so I'm just over 3 months into residency, so we're just going to go over the things that I think that I struggle with at this point in my life and in my career. So I think there's always, the fear of not matching. For Peds cards, it's one of the few pediatric subspecialties that is somewhat competitive. Everyone will say, oh, it's a 1-to-1 match ratio. So for, basically, I don't know, there's 180 spots every year. Roughly 180 people apply every year. So it's the thought of matching, you're going to most likely match. But it's at what level of program are you going to match? Are you going to match at a location where you want to be? And in major metro areas, those programs can be competitive. So you want to put yourself in a good position, because no offense to the great people of Arkansas and Mississippi and Alabama, but I am not from those areas. I don't do well in the heat, and I do not want to live there. I don't think I'll even be applying to those places, just because of those things, but it's kind of there's always that fear that you might not get to be where you want to be. There is the fear of the unknown, in terms of where you'll end up, and then also just I guess I kind of glossed over this. My program is a large heart center. We have a fellowship that's fairly large. We do a lot of surgeries, way more than I didn't realize, because I rotated here as a med student, that we do more surgeries than most other programs do over a couple years. We do it in a year. So I didn't realize how many we do, but not a lot of our residents go into cards. There are many factors that impact that. I don't really want to get into them. But yeah, a lot of residents, even if they have some interest, lose that interest fairly quickly. And sometimes I think it's just easier to focus on career-related goals than personal goals. Residency has a set timeline where, I have this amount of time to do something and, achieve what I want to achieve, whereas personal goals, I guess, don't have a set a timeline. So, in that sense, it gives you a perspective, but also, even though there's not a ton of information about what you should be doing to match in fellowship, we all, at the end of the day, more or less understand that you need to do research, you need to get good evals and get letters of rep, and all those silly little things that you're supposed to have. And I can do a lot of that in my apartment, away from everyone, and just hide and not deal with the scary world that exists outside of the hospital. So yeah, I think that's something I kind of struggle with. And then in terms of my personal life, I have been single for most of my adult life, and I say that just because, if you're before you're 18, you're a child, and children should not really be dating that much. Obviously, high schoolers date and stuff, and that's fine. But you know what I mean. It's not really a thing before you're an adult. And as an adult, I've been in a couple relationships. Not that many. I think I've put a lot of my career ahead of that, and that's something that I think I kind of struggle with, is just dealing with that aspect of it as I get older. I think I catch feelings for people I'm dating, women I'm dating, very quickly, and they're not always reciprocated, so, that can also kind of, hurt in a sense. So you want, I try to be protective of that in some capacity. And then also just, it can take me a little while to get over it when I do get into, even if it's not a relationship, seeing someone for a couple times, because I probably think that it could work out, and maybe they don't feel the same way. I also don't feel like I have too many hobbies outside of medicine. I think that there's, a chronic thing that a lot of guys have, where it's, what do you like to do? I do my job. I work out. I watch sports. And it's like, to me, it's like, well, what else is there? And I feel like that kind of is tough, because like I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of things, and I like, yeah, I watch shows and stuff. I'm a normal human, and I read books. Like I do things, but it's like I wouldn't say like I have too many like real interesting hobbies in a sense. Like I do like playing board games, but a lot of my friends don't like board games. Like I kind of just make them play with me sometimes. Yeah, so I think just kind of finding stuff like that would probably be beneficial to me. I should probably work on that, but struggling with that. And then like another thing, like I said, I like to work out and stuff, and I go to the gym. But like I ran track and cross country in college. I am a naturally very skinny person who, during my adolescent and young adult years, just like had a significant activity that contributed to me being that skinny, and to this point I am very skinny. And I think like as I'm getting older and I'm looking around, I just am struggling with the fact that I'm an in shape person, but I like running. Like I like to go running, but I'm not putting on muscle as quickly. And I think part of that is also just like the work-life balance of being a med student and now a doctor, and you just don't have like people I know spend like 2 hours in the gym every day, and it's like I have 2 hours. I can't just spend 2 hours in the gym every day. Or they like work from home most of the time, so they're like, oh well, I'm like making like these protein shakes all the time, and it's like, well, I can't do that. I'm in the hospital running around. So I think like kind of dealing with that is something else that I personally struggle with, is just like, I guess it's like body image stuff. It's just that I would like to be not as skinny, but it's tough because I know the things that are required of that, because I also don't want to be like round required time, and it's something I don't necessarily have. And then I think like a lot of my friends that are not in medicine, they live far away, so it can be like difficult. I'm not amazing at staying in touch with people consistently and texting them. A lot of them are also in like high-powered fields as well. Like some are in like finance, or like they're also in dentistry or law. So like it can be difficult because we're not all like super free. So then when you also add the time change for me, and then also like my lack of time and like for like texting, it can be tricky. But yeah, overall, just trying to get through life, and just gonna see how it works out in the next couple of years, I guess.